that spiritual connection that you always get. But the one recently that I've never felt before is to be a father and to be a husband and, more importantly, a man. And just being 19 years old, I seem to want it so much that I don't know where to grasp it. I don't know how to get it, you know? And I just want to ask you guys, what would be your best advice if you can look back at yourself at 19 years old? And what would you say? What would be your advice that you could give me about that?
As
far as being a husband, a father, and a man that is always growing and growing for the better.
What advice would we give to kind of help you along that road and stepping up into those roles?
That would work.
Okay. So I just want to make sure I've got the question right. I think, I think the first thing that you need to do, really, before you can step into those roles for anybody else, is you have to know who you are. And you have to take the time to figure out who you are and who that true self is for you. Because you can't step into the role for somebody else until you can handle that role for yourself. And I think that's one of the big problems that we see is a lot of people, especially guys, they're trying to be something for somebody else and they don't even know who they are. And that's a big problem, is when you don't know who you are, you base yourself on everybody else around you, which is why we go to great lengths to make people think certain things about us. And so what I would do is I would spend a lot of time with you. You're 19 years old?
Yes.
Then you need to spend some time figuring out who you are. And once you figure that out, then you'll know for a fact that you'll be ready to have a wife. I hope that helped.
Yeah, there's no hurry to rush into being a father. I mean, you've got your kids still,
Yeah.
Be a kid and grow and experience life. Go screw up and learn from it, and show up and check that off. Go, well, that didn't work, And it's not easy. It's not easy. None of this is easy. It's not. It's going to take some work and some failure and some getting back up, falling down, getting back up again. But everyone's going through that, and you're not alone.
That's what's important that I think both of us are trying to say is it's not easy, but you're not the only person it's not easy for. It's hard for everybody, but once you figure out who you are, then you'll be much more apt to be able to step into the role and be that for somebody else.
But it is there. It is in you. And looking everywhere outside for it is
Right.
part of the adventure, but it lives within you already, and it's been placed there by your higher power.
And who is around you is not who you are. That's another thing to keep in mind. You're not going to be what other people think you are. You're going to be what you are, what you think you are.